Who do you think is being carefully manoeuvred into the role of the late buyer, potentially right at the peak through their boring, sensible, and safe index funds? Insiders are selling, real cash is running short across the system, a circle of money is just paying itself over and over. Index rules change so that you become a forced buyer, and now there's a speculative question mark over whether the profits are even what they appear to be. But all five of them lining up at exactly the same time, that's not a coincidence, and in my experience, that's what a bubble about to burst would look like. Is this whole AI thing a giant fraud that's about to be exposed? The answer is no. AI isn't fake, and it's definitely not a fraud. But strangely, that turns out to be the most dangerous part of this entire story. A lot of people naturally think when it comes to AI that if a technology is real, then investing in it must be safe. And it does make sense. I mean, if the thing is genuinely life-changing, then surely you can't lose by betting on it. But that's one of the most expensive and naive mistakes you can make, and history proves it again and again. So let me make this very clear. I'm not telling you AI is fake. In fact, I'm saying quite the opposite. AI is very real. It will completely change the world, and it's definitely here to stay. But the greatest bubbles in all of financial history weren't built on lies. The point I'm trying to make is that technology being real isn't your protection. If anything, the technology being real is the bait. A fake story, con, or obvious fraud is something you immediately dismiss because your guard stays up. But a true, genuinely world-changing story is exactly what convinces a sensible person to pay any price, because deep down, you know it's the future. What actually causes a bubble to burst is when the cost of continuing to fund it gets too high. In every single one of these historical bubbles, the people who got destroyed weren't the people who believed in the technology like the railways, the internet, and now AI. The people who got destroyed were the late buyers, the ones who showed up right at the very peak, handing over cash in exchange for shares just before the money got tight and the market started selling off. So who do you think is being carefully manoeuvred into the role of the late buyer, potentially right at the peak through their boring, sensible, and safe index funds? Go and look at your portfolio and ask yourself honestly whether you might be unintentionally holding a little slice of exactly that.